Hi everyone. So I recently purchased the Buffet Clarimate silencer for the clarinet, and a lot of people were asking me questions about it. They were asking my opinion, what I thought, how it worked. So I decided to make this video in order for me to show you just some of the features of it, so that way maybe I can answer some questions instead of replying directly to messages. Hopefully this will help you either in figuring out how to use the system or give you an idea of how it works so that you can make a better informed decision about purchasing it or if you're considering getting it. So this is the box. This is what it came with. I would have done an unboxing video, but I forgot, so I already opened it, so that's not gonna happen. And so this is the box that it came in, and you open it obviously, and then this is the actual box that it comes with. This is the case, and it's actually really nice. It looks like it's very durable, and it's a very nice quality on there. You can see the Buffet Clarimate Paris plaque right here in the center, and it has that little plastic cover that we're not going to take off because I think it's tradition you just don't take it off until it falls off on its own. So once you open it, you will find inside the Clarimate system itself. This is the device that silences the clarinet, and then all the gear that comes with it so that it's supposed to help it function. So here there's these little plugs. There is the reed, which is something completely different. I've never seen anything like this. It's just one plastic reed. There's two of them that come in here. And what it basically is, it has all these other pieces down here that don't allow the reed to vibrate, but somehow you're still able to blow through it, and so it mimics the feeling of having a reed. Now the only thing I don't like about this reed is that it's very slick at the bottom, at the vamp right here, and so the texture is very smooth. You don't get any of that woody or like that grainy texture that you would from a regular reed, so it feels like a plastic reed. It doesn't feel like cane, but when you're actually blowing through it and you're trying to play it, it does a very good job of mimicking an actual reed. It just doesn't feel like it. Then it also comes with these little O-rings. They are replacements for this part right here. This has rings already attached to it, and this is the part that goes inside of your barrel. So it acts as a cork so that it doesn't wiggle around in your instrument while you're using it. So that's what it's for. And then it also comes with this tube right here, which attaches to the device itself and then is inserted inside of the clarinet in order for it to function properly. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. This just attaches like this. Now the tube itself, this plastic actually seems very durable, and it's flexible, but not that flexible, but it does feel like it has some really good quality to it, so that it's going to last a long time. Now those little plugs, I'm not sure what they're for, because the instruction manual doesn't actually specify what they're for, but they are in diameters of 2, 3, and 4. So I'm guessing that you would change those in order to change the resistance of the tube so that it mimics what you would feel like blowing through a clarinet, and not just an empty tube. So that's what I'm guessing. That's what it's for. I could be wrong, but I already put it in here, so that's what it is for now. Okay, so this is the part that's going to go between your barrel and your mouthpiece on the clarinet. So let's attach that now. Okay, have my clarinet right here. The tube goes inside. All right, let's get it all the way inside. So the system, you're supposed to have all of this set up before you turn it on, because otherwise it won't work properly. So it's supposed to be inside, all the way in, nice and snug. And then your mouthpiece, I already attached a reed on here, one of those plastic reeds. It's very easy to install. This part right here goes inside of the mouthpiece, and then it just clips on like a regular reed, and you hold it together with your ligature. So not too difficult, pretty self-explanatory. Now immediately right away you can tell that there is some added length on this part of the clarinet. So it is going to be a little bit longer. It looks to be maybe about an inch and a half. And it is going to make a difference. So immediately what I noticed was when I started playing this, with the Clarimate unit attached, I had to extend my arm, my hand just a little bit lower in order for me to hold the clarinet properly, which actually caused a little bit of strain to me just because I have some joint issues. So it added that. So I will probably be using a neck strap or some type of support while sitting down, so that all the pressure and all that change is not affecting me too much. The other thing about it that it adds is a little bit of weight. So it does get a little bit heavier. And so playing with it and holding it, it's going to feel a little bit different, and it might take some getting used to, because that's it's just something new on the clarinet and something you're not used to. So it's going to take some time, I'm sure, to get adjusted, but for right now, it's okay. It's doing the job. So that was the first thing that I noticed right away. Another thing that it comes with is this USB-C cable. So you're supposed to only use this cable to charge it. You should charge it 4 hours before using it, just like any other electronic device. That way you don't risk damaging the unit or it losing battery and already draining the battery right away. So I suggest you charge it before you use it. Now, before you actually start using this device, you should install the app. And the app can be found at clarimate.us, and you can download it right off of the website. There is also an app available for both Android and iPhone, but they are in beta versions right now, and so they're not 100% fully out. They are there and they are operable, but they're not 100% ready to go. So the apps are still in maintenance, but you can download the desktop app and still use the same functions as you would with the app on the desktop. So that's what we're going to do. So this is pretty simple. You just connect the USB-C to the Clarimate unit, and then you attach it to the computer. Once you download the app, you actually open the app, and then you turn on the device. If you do it the other way, it's not going to work. So you have to open the app first and then turn on the device. So there are a couple settings on this. We have hardwire setting, which is what we're using right now, and there's also a Bluetooth setting in case you want to use the Bluetooth. I wanted to use the hardwire just because I find it more reliable. I didn't want to mess with anything extra, so I just took the safe route and I did the hardwire setting in order to set it up. So you hold the hardwire button, then you press the on button, and you'll see the unit turn on, and then you'll see that the light next to the hard connection icon is lit up. So that's how you know that it's on and it's working. If you were using the Bluetooth, you would hold the Bluetooth and then you turn on, and it's the same thing, but it will just be a different light. You'll see it on next to the Bluetooth. Now, after it's on, you wait a couple seconds for it to just start kind of warming up, and then you start hearing a buzzing sound coming from the actual unit. So this is the Clarimate. It's called the chirp, is what it's defined in the user manual. So it's the buzzing unit. I don't know if you can hear it. I'll hold it close to the mic. And that's all it is. It's just a buzzing unit. What my guess is, and I find this completely fascinating, is that vibration, that sound, in combination with the tube that's extended throughout the clarinet, actually is what helps the software recognize the pitches that you're actually playing with your fingers. So if you listen to it, and I start pressing some of the tone holes, you can actually hear the pitch changes in the buzzing. So I thought that was pretty fascinating. I thought it was really cool. And another thing that I think is really cool is that the actual app knows what you're pressing. So I thought that was the most amazing thing. And it works both with Bluetooth and with the hardwire. I've tested both of them. The lag is actually not bad at all. It's almost instantaneous. As soon as you press it, it shows you the fingering chart, and I'll show you this. It shows you the fingering, and it also shows you the note that you're playing. And I just thought it was the most fascinating thing because it's so cool, and it's very quick. It reacts very quickly, and it changes the notes almost instantaneously. So I thought that was pretty amazing. And I know this is only going to get better, right? This is just like the beginnings of it. So I thought it was pretty cool that it's already this good. Next thing, what should we do? We should probably try playing a little bit. But before that, there are going to be a couple other key features of this that are kind of important. So there's the note training feature on this. If for some reason the app is not recognizing the buttons that you're pressing or the keys or the tone holes that you're covering, you can train it in order for you to change the settings, and maybe your clarinet's a little bit different or it doesn't align with the settings that are preset on the app, but you can always train it in order for it to recognize what you're doing. So if, for example, you have a different fingering for high G or high E or high F, whatever, you have altissimo fingerings that you prefer than the regular standard fingerings, then you can use this feature in order to train that so that the app recognizes what you're doing, and it's still able to play those pitches, and it's still able to play you're still able to hear those sounds, you're still able to hear the pitches, but with the preferred fingerings that you're using. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's completely customizable, and you can train all the way down to the low E up to the highest C. So that was fantastic. Now, there is a reed calibration option. As of now, I have not gotten it to work. So there's a couple things that I guess are not 100% ready with this. And this one happens to be one of them. But I'm pretty sure the coming updates are going to fix all of that. And there are some troubleshootings that you can do in order to get better sound. And finally, there is a breath control or a pressure control that you can set a threshold as to how much pressure you put before the instrument makes a sound. So if you are using maybe a softer reed, and you are using if you're using a soft reed and you're using very little pressure in order to start making a sound, for whatever reason, you can set the threshold really low so that it can mimic the same kind of pressure that it takes on your regular setup when you're using this. If you have a very, very strong reed and maybe you use a lot more air pressure, and then you can change the threshold to much higher so that it mimics again the same type of pressure and breath that you would if you were using a standard setup and not the plastic reed with the Clarimate device. So I thought that was pretty cool. Again, you can set it and you can specify it to your own liking. I still have a lot of work to do as far as discovering these things, testing it out, figuring things out, because there's just so much that you can do with it. And so I'm still in the process of learning, and it's only, like I said, it's only going to get better. Now, I'm going to show you some of the sounds, and I'm going to play a little bit. So this, I thought that you could probably connect to some Bluetooth headphones, but I don't think that's the case, or I'm not sure. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm not sure yet. But it does have an auxiliary jack, so you can actually put your headphones in, just plug it in, and you can hear it. I'll put the headphones close to the mic so you can kind of hear what sounds it makes, and then you can see what I would hear if I were practicing at night using the headphones. So it's pretty good, actually. It does capture everything that I was playing. There are a little bit of bugs in there, but it's mainly because the settings are not specific enough to what I'm doing in my environment, and I just read that recently. So I still have, like I said, I still have a lot of things to learn on this, but I will change with this. I'll play with the settings. I'll make things better so that it sounds better eventually. Now, I know the sound's kind of gross already because it's MIDI and it's clarinet, so it doesn't have a very rich, warm sound like we're used to, but it's a start. Right now, I know there are some more sounds in development right now, so we do have some updates coming to the Clarimate so that the sound will actually be a little more pleasing to listen to. So that's just in the future, right? I mean, this is a start, so I might as well, it has to start somewhere. It's not going to be perfect right away. Now, I did experiment connecting this instead of connecting to the headphones. I did connect it to a speaker. So, I mean, not ideally, but if I wanted to play really loud MIDI for no reason out the window and just put a speaker out there, I could totally do it. I might do it, but not today. But like I said, like this has a lot of potential for other things. So there's still some MIDI output, MIDI input things that you can do with it. I just haven't experimented with that, and I'm actually really excited to try some things. So hopefully in the future, I'll be able to make another video kind of showing my learnings and seeing what I do with this. As of now, I'm just using it to silence the clarinet so that I can practice at nighttime, because we do have an early noise ordinance in this area. So it's been helpful for that. Now, like I said, the sound's kind of gross, but that's pretty much what we have to work with. And like I said, the updates are going to improve it, so hopefully it gets better. I can try playing a little bit more, just so you can hear the sounds. And that's what it is. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like I said, I'm still fascinated about this technology, and it's really cool already. I just can't wait to get all these updates and improve on it and learn so much more and play with all these settings that it has, so that I can actually go and experiment and do a lot of crazy things. Now, one thing that I did notice though is that if you are playing with a loose embouchure, or you're trying to do like maybe glissandos, or you're trying to do what is this called, lip slurs or anything like that, it's not going to work. So it doesn't yet recognize that I'm not holding an embouchure. So if I were playing with a really loose embouchure or versus a very tight embouchure, I'm still getting the same sound. So it's not recognizing those right now. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be in the reed calibration once I actually get that to work and once I actually know what I'm doing. So more updates on that coming soon. But as of now, like I said, it's really cool. It's been interesting learning about it. I think one of my biggest criticisms about the launch of this was that some of the settings are not explained in full detail. So some of the explanations were a little vague, and so some of the things that I had to do was research and go out and kind of try to figure out, piece things together little by little. One example is the plugs. I had no idea what to do with the plugs, and I still don't know if I'm doing it right, but I'm hoping it is. I mean, yeah. But there's some other things as far as the settings go. They didn't explain what changing this, changing that, or increasing this, increasing that, or maybe even some combinations that are going to help you achieve the feeling that you want faster. So I think that's been the biggest learning curve, is just trying to figure out all of these settings first of all, and then trying to find combinations that are going to work and help me find the settings that are appropriate for me and for my playing. So as of now, I think it's good. I got to a certain point where it kind of feels like what I'm playing, but I know it could be better. I know it could be a lot better. And like I said, I'm fascinated by the recognition. I'm fascinated by the sound and the projection and just overall the feel of it. So it does feel like I'm playing. This doesn't feel like a reed. It's very slippery. It's like plastic. But when I'm articulating or when I'm actually blowing air through the instrument, it actually does feel like I'm blowing through the clarinet. So I think with some more refinement in the sound quality that we get out of this, and maybe some more explanation on the combinations of the settings, I think this is going to be a fantastic device to use. As of now, it's serving me the purpose of being able to practice at night without bothering anybody, because there's no sound coming out of my clarinet and it's all coming out of the headphones, which I can hear. So I can still listen to what I'm doing and I could still fix things. It's just not 100% aligned with like embouchure and all these other things. So I'm sure that'll come in the future. But anyway, if you have any other questions about this device or anything that I showed you, just go ahead and write it in the comments. Reach out. I don't know. Ask me. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. And hopefully I'll be able to make some more videos where I show off some of the other cool things that we can do with this. I'm excited to learn more, and hopefully some of you consider getting it, and so that way we could probably get that learning curve and cut it in half or something, or I don't know, or do something cool with it. But anyway, keep a lookout. I might come up with some updates on what I learn or what I do, and like I said, MIDI stuff. So I'm really excited about it and I can't wait. So until next time, I'll see you later.